we didn't have the means to do all the pre-development work, and it was close to $500,000 that we borrowed from Impact Capital to make this possible. Well, traditionally, CMAR has been, as a community health center, providing medical services, health services, and we very quickly, especially with a lot of our clients working as farm workers and migrant workers, we realized that where they live had a tremendous impact on their health. And so we decided that we needed to begin addressing that housing need to ensure that there's healthy places for people to live.
In some of the Sound Family cases, we moved a family that had been living in their pickup truck. 5-person household, 3 kids, and for the last several weeks. And to move them, on a kind of cold, chilly day like today, into a warm apartment is quite an amazing thing.
From the neighborhood. They wanted an opportunity to have cultural interaction. And it was their suggestion that we have Spanish classes here for the neighbors. So Monday nights there are 2 levels of Spanish classes for neighbors at the same time that we have levels of English classes. So then they have an hour class of Spanish and English, and then after that they come together for an hour of conversation. 15 people in each class, and it was filled to capacity. Very specifically, we have no earned revenue. So everything that we come is from grants, and when you're applying for grants, station grants, or from the city or the county or anything like that, they're all program related. So there's no ability to get money to purchase different properties. So it was huge for us, that impact.
Wages Music in Seattle. And also they didn't view it as a space where there's a level of professionalism.
In 2005, which was our last year in the 4th Avenue space, we served just over 17,000 people in that year. So at the end of 2008, our second year at the Vera Project, we served over 37,000 people. So in our new space, our audiences have grown exponentially.
It's been there for me when I started getting involved. I probably would have dropped out of high school. I don't know, I wasn't doing so well at the time, and I can't even imagine what would have happened, because it was I can't explain what about getting involved in Vera did to make me, part of it was I made a deal with my parents, okay, I'll keep my grades up so that I can continue going to shows and going to meetings and stuff, but I guess it was just the idea that I had something to really work on, and that was important. That's great.
It provides access to a lot of people who wouldn't have access to music, to nonprofit organizations, and even just we have internships that you can come in and get, and then also you can come in and you can be Vera basically. If you want to do something, you can come in and do it. We're totally open to ideas.
97 square feet is the average for the rooms that we have. We have 22 rooms in the shelter. We're able to house a maximum of 50 individuals at a time if all of the beds are at capacity. That number ranges some because not all families are precisely the size to keep us at that 50 mark. But what you saw in the kitchen, we've got 2 kitchens and 2 bathrooms for up to 50 individuals. To see, well, what would a bigger space do for you? Just try to imagine what that would mean. Nobody wants to say anything negative. They're so grateful for the safety that we're able to provide them and for the support. We're still going to be increasing our bed space by 25, so that's an increase of 50% over what we're currently able to offer. So we'll have 75 beds to offer to people. She's just like, one of the hardest things for me was, when I was in the shelter, as grateful as I was to be there, I was surrounded by people all the time. Like, I couldn't go to the bathroom without running into somebody in the hallway. I couldn't go to the kitchen and get a glass of milk without having to talk to somebody. And what do people say to you when you run into them? You're like, hey, how are you? And so what do you have to say? Oh, I'm fine. But, she was like, I was never fine. I wasn't fine the whole time that I was there, and I had to keep up the chit-chat with people throughout the day that became so overwhelmingly difficult. And, she was like, I can't imagine what it would have been like to just sit in peace in my own space and not have people around me all the time. From a timing perspective, we wouldn't have been able to do it. We needed to make these definitive decisions, and everything had to kind of happen rapid fire in the exact way that it did. It was as if all of the stars aligned and you were a piece of that puzzle in terms of having that money available to us right in the prime moment. If we hadn't had it available, I don't know if the board would have been as amenable to the purchase.
Here and being with more kids and more Native community, he just blossomed. Now everything went up in school, everything reading, everything just excelled. Because I'm happy, we're happy, and now we're a better family as far as where we're at now.
So if it weren't for Impact, we wouldn't have any of this, and we really appreciate it. So we want to thank you.